Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the brand new Gauntlet player coming tomorrow here in NBA 2K24. My team, who is Diamond Joe Johnson. Gauntlet is back. Win 15 games in Clutch Time Online to earn Diamond Joe Johnson for your squad. You know what word they didn't use in that description? 15 in a row, which Cabrillo asks the question that we're all asking. Is it going to be in a row or over time? I think it's probably in a row. I doubt they give us a free Diamond Joe Johnson for literally just winning 15 games, not in a row. I would think it's in a row. Admittedly, 15 in a row in Clutch Online is hard. 5 in a row in Clutch Online would be a bit challenging for a lot of people. 15 in a row is a lot. I feel like 15 in a row in Triple Threat Online was challenging for the majority of players. I think 15 in a row in Clutch Time Online is not just challenging for a bunch of players. It's going to be almost, I don't know if impossible is the right word to use, but it's going to be really, really hard. So if that is the way that this works, that could be not ideal, I have to say, but it's an interesting card. There's no doubt about it. Joe Johnson is one of those guys who has the potential to be one of the best guards in the entire game at the shooting guard position. It, number one, depends on what his SIGs and his release look like. That's something that I will just have to go into Play Now Online or Play Now in general and check. But if his SIGs and his release are good, you're looking at a Joe Johnson card that has the potential to be one of the best shooting guards in the game. Before we hop into this and actually talk about Joe Johnson, what he's going to be looking like, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 15,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And now let's hop into it. We're going to talk about Joe Johnson. So we'll go to 2K23 and we'll just take a look at the Joe Johnson cards that we got last year just to look at his stats. He got this Shades of card in Season 1 last year, October 11th. It's a 95 overall. This card's coming November 7th. It's a 93 overall, but I think statistically will probably look very similar to this 95 overall Joe Johnson. Chris Bosh could get every badge upgraded. That was a big plus for Bosh. If Joe Johnson can as well, that will also be a big plus. But you're looking at a guy who's probably going to be a pretty good defender. Okay, not incredible. Pretty versatile. Good speed. Decent, pretty good slasher, not insane. And then three ball is going to be really, really good for sure. He always has a very, very good three ball. Hopefully he will have limitless range, although if he can get every badge, you'll just be able to add it if you wanted to. And then playmaking wise, I mean, you can upgrade his speed booster, which you'll probably be able to get, hopefully. Defensively, I mean, the fact that you'll be able to upgrade and add badges to him is one of the things that's probably going to give him as much value as he possibly could have, is that addition. And if that is the case, he will be one of the best shooting guards in the game. Regardless, he's what, 6'7", 6'7" with a 6'9" wingspan. So, I think he's a very good card, and good size. Getting every badge will be huge. The question is going to be those animations and those badges, because this card I don't think is guaranteed to be one of the best, if not the best, cards at his position, the way that Chris Bosh was when he first came out. Just because the release, I mean, it's okay. I'm actually going to check out his animations right now. I don't generally do this, but I just want to check it out just because I want to see. Let's take a look at Joe Johnson. This is Joe Johnson in freestyle here with the all-time teams. This is a play now version of Joe Johnson, like an 86 overall. So that's an important distinction to make. Dribble style looks like Levine, I think. Is that? Yeah, I think that's Levine dribble style. I'm pretty sure it's the dribble style that he's got. The release is fine, not incredible. It's smooth and easy to green, but I wouldn't say it's this crazy fast release. Player build on the card is very good. Movement SIGs wise seems solid. You got to remember this is an 86 overall or an 87 overall or something like that. It's not a full 92 overall, 93 overall like we're going to be seeing with Joe Johnson tomorrow. So he's going to move better and quicker and more versatilely. But I mean, movement wise looks good for sure. Dribble style is solid, so that will work, no doubt about that. There's a lot to like about this Joe Johnson card in terms of a potentially really, really good shooting guard. And for free, he's a great card. 15 Clutch Online games in a row, though, sounds like a chore for this Joe Johnson card. And so I don't exactly know. I think he'll be very, very good, but we'll see how good he really is tomorrow, obviously, when the stats and badges drop. All right, so hopping back over here, we took a look at his animations. I did not take a look at his fade. That was the one thing I didn't look. Obviously, y'all going to have to watch the gameplay when I post that. It's going to be tomorrow or Thursday or whenever the case may be. Hopefully tomorrow, ideally tomorrow. Obviously, I will try to get this card myself on my main account, but 15 in a row is going to be really, really hard in Clutch Time Online. That is a significant and long grind if that is the way it's going to work. If it's just win 15 games, though, that's like almost too easy. I'm not entirely sure what to think about it if it's that. That'd be a great way for a lot of people to get a really, really good card, but it does take away the competitive aspect of the Gauntlet idea, which I honestly kind of liked, is that it was content created and catered towards competitive players. There is very rarely content in this game catered toward a competitive player, especially with no My Team tournament being run by 2K this year, at least not yet. Fingers crossed there's one later in the year, but I don't exactly have super duper high hopes. But I definitely think that I don't know. I like the competitive aspect of it, but I also think 15 games in a row in Clutch Online is going to be really, really hard for a large portion of the player base, especially with all the sweats who are now going to be in Clutch Online trying to get this card. So if it is in a row, it's going to be a very, very hard card to get, which is important to note. But there is potential that it's not. For one, we'll have to see that we will find out for tomorrow for sure. And there's certainly, I mean, Joe Johnson is going to be one of the best shooting guards in the game. That I have no doubt about. He's going to be a top 5 shooting guard option in all of My Team, potentially even a little bit higher than that. And depending on stats and badges, I mean, you're looking at one of the better shooting guards in the game. So it's a card who has the potential to be truly exceptional in My Team. The question is going to be, will he be as exceptional as we kind of hope he will be? Because I almost don't even know what I want. Would I rather it be on in a row or just total? I think for the community as a whole, it's probably better to just have it total, but there is a certain amount of reward to earning a card competitively, like Chris Bosch, where you had to win 15 games in a row, triple that online. So I don't know exactly how I feel about that, if that is the change that they make. I think it's probably a good change, generally speaking, but in a row, it's going to be hard. I got to say, I kind of expected the number to go down if they are consecutive. I thought Clutch Online would be like 10, and I thought Unlimited would be like 5. 15 Clutch Online games in a row is going to be very, very hard to do for a lot of players in all likelihood. So I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on with this. Obviously, tomorrow there will be more information that will come out when we know for sure whether or not it's going to be in a row or not. And obviously, we see Joe Johnson's stats and badges. Be able to tell y'all as well how good he really is and if he's worth the grind and the dedication to try to get this card. Because I'll try to get it myself just for content, of course. But for the community as a whole, I don't think this card is going to be a must-have. Not that Bosch was a must-have, but Bosch was like the best player at his position at the time. I'm not certain this card is better than Paul George or Michael Jordan or even Brandon Roy. Like, he might not even be a top 3 shooting guard in the game. And if that's the case, is he really worth the grind? I mean, maybe. Depends. 15 in a row, though, is going to be hard. This may not be as good of a gauntlet as the first one. I'm not totally sure. I feel like 15 clutch triple threat online was actually pretty achievable. I feel like I saw a lot of people get Bosch, and I've seen a lot of people with Bosch. I've played against him a lot. This Joe Johnson card might be a lot rarer and a lot harder to get, to be completely honest. So that's certainly something that's worth keeping in mind, and we'll have to see what it's looking like. But with that being said, that is going to do it for this video. That's really all I wanted to talk about. I just kind of want to talk about this card and what exactly we're looking at with Joe Johnson. Hopefully y'all enjoyed showing the animations as well. Maybe that's something that I will start doing more of in the future, is showcasing what a new player's animations might look like for somebody like Joe Johnson, who we haven't seen yet this year. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that. And if y'all did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.